As a result of her actions on the most recent season of Real Housewives of New Jersey, Margaret Josephs is receiving a great deal of criticism from both fans and castmates. As someone who is known for her sharp tongue and ideas that are not filtered, Margaret has never been one to hold back her comments. The current season, on the other hand, has witnessed her taking things to an entirely new level, and many people have accused her of going beyond being sarcastic and becoming more downright mean. Despite the fact that season 14 of The Real Housewives of New Jersey has only just begun airing, it is already considered to be one of the most dramatic seasons in the history of the show. There is such a high level of tension between the girls that they have decided not to get together in order to discuss the situation in a reunion program, which is a regular feature on Bravo. Andy Cohen, the presenter of Bravo, did not divulge much about the choice to not hold the reunion, but he did assure viewers that they will grasp the reasoning behind the decision as the season advanced. In the most recent episode of the show, viewers were given a sneak peek at the ongoing drama that is to come. Is Margaret Josephs currently engaged in what? It is a happy occasion to throw a housewarming celebration, unless you are filming a reality show. Are there any things that the ladies of RHONG won't be able to trash? Who among us can forget the infamous brawl that took place between Joe Judas and Joe Gorga during the christening of baby Joey in the third season premiere? The most recent episode featured a party to celebrate the occasion of Joe and Melissa Gorga's move into their new home. In the time when she is not engaged in a quarrel with Teresa Giudice, Margaret Josephs is constantly stirring up trouble with the other women. According to the most recent episode, Jackie Goldschneider and Dolores Catania were the ones who were on the receiving end. During the housewarming party, her antics caused her supporters to refer to her as vile. What exactly took place? During the party, Margaret and Jackie had a disagreement, and Margaret made the decision to get into a fight with Dolores in order to convey to her how Jackie truly feels about her. She forwarded Dolores a screenshot of Jackie referring to her as a slob and talking trash about her relationship with her. Fan reactions: I can't believe how cruel Marge is. This is the reason why they all agreed that they would not want to compete against Marge because of the dishonest way in which she plays. Margaret is the most negative character on this show, and her toxic energy permeates each and every scene. I despise Margaret. This woman is really vile. This text is being sent, and I am waiting to see how it is received. Marge is such a horrible person. She divulges to Dolo a confidential statement made by Jackie. Then, when she is having a conversation with Dolo, she sends Jackie's text message to her. Disgusting was the manner in which Margaret abruptly veered a course towards Jackie. This season, she has truly lost her mind and behaved in a malicious manner. A frustrated viewer of Real Housewives of New Jersey even proposed that both Melissa Gorga and Margaret Josephs should be fired. When it comes to the Real Housewives of New Jersey, no one is ever truly safe from fan criticism or cast member backlash, and this season, it appears Margaret Josephs has found herself directly in the eye of the storm. Known for her sharp wit, bold fashion, and ability to stir the pot with a single comment, Margaret has always been a polarizing figure. But as season 14 unfolds, the tides seem to be turning against her in ways she may not have anticipated. A reputation for stirring drama, Margaret has never shied away from confrontation. Whether it's challenging Teresa Giudice about her husband Louis Rula's controversial behavior, calling out Jennifer Aydin for hypocrisy, or questioning Danielle Cabral's loyalty, she's long embraced her role as RHONG's resident truth-teller. To some fans, she's a refreshing voice who isn't afraid to ask what everyone else is thinking. But to others, Margaret's style is less truth-telling and more instigating. On social media, longtime viewers are questioning whether Margaret crosses the line from accountability to cruelty. Critics argue that instead of letting storylines unfold organically, She goes digging for information and then uses it as ammunition. She doesn't just call things out, she manufactures the drama. One fan posted in a Bravo-focused Reddit thread. It feels like she's more interested in controlling the narrative than being real. A blow-up that changed everything. The turning point came during a recent cast trip to the Hamptons. What started as a playful dinner turned into a screaming match when Margaret accused newcomer Rachel Fuda of being too thirsty for airtime. Rachel clapped back, accusing Margaret of hypocrisy, pointing out that Margaret's own rise to housewives fame had been fueled by calculated alliances and gossip. The exchange spiraled quickly, with Jennifer Aydin jumping in on Rachel's side, calling Margaret the queen of double standards. Even Dolores Catania, usually Margaret's close ally, appeared uncomfortable with the ferocity of Margaret's attack. The scene aired in full drama, complete with broken wine glasses, slammed napkins, and cast members storming out of the dining room. Fans took notice. "That dinner made me see Margaret in a whole new light," a viewer tweeted. "She wasn't just arguing, she was bulldozing." Social media turns up the heat. In the aftermath, Margaret has been trending for all the wrong reasons. Her Instagram posts are flooded with comments from fans demanding accountability. Words like bully, mean girl, and desperate appear frequently. While every housewife faces criticism, the intensity of the backlash against Margaret has raised eyebrows. On TikTok, compilations of Margaret's past confrontations, ranging from throwing wine on Danielle Staub to her infamous heated talks with Teresa, have gone viral, framing her as a villain edit in the making. A few Bravo fan accounts even launched a hashtag #MargaretMess, which quickly gained traction. But Margaret isn't one to sit quietly while her reputation is questioned. In interviews, she's defended herself, arguing that her honesty is being twisted into villainy. "I hold people accountable," she said in a recent podcast appearance. "If that makes me the bad guy, then so be it. I'd rather be honest than fake." Cast members speak out. Interestingly, Margaret's co-stars have been more vocal than ever about their feelings toward her. Jennifer Aydin, never one to mince words, accused Margaret of targeting women for sport. Danielle Cabral suggested that Margaret doesn't know when to stop, while Rachel Fuda doubled down, saying Margaret has been threatened by new energy on the show. Even Dolores, Margaret's longtime confidant, offered a surprising perspective. In a Watch What Happens live appearance, Dolores admitted she sometimes feels caught between loyalty and recognizing Margaret's faults. "Margaret has a big heart, but she can come across very harshly," she confessed. "It's a tough spot." The comments only fueled speculation about shifting alliances on the show. Could Margaret be losing her grip on the cast dynamics she's long helped orchestrate? Andy Cohen weighs in. When Andy Cohen was asked about the backlash on his SiriusXM show, he didn't shy away from the topic. While careful not to pick sides, Andy acknowledged that Margaret is a polarizing figure. "Margaret is one of those housewives who brings a lot to the table," he said. "But with that, you're going to get strong reactions, good and bad." His words, while diplomatic, sparked fresh debate. Fans wondered if Margaret's seat at the reunion might be hotter than ever, with Andy poised to grill her on her behavior this season. Margaret's response. True to form, Margaret hasn't backed down. She's doubled down on her unapologetic stance, insisting she won't let fan backlash dictate how she navigates the show. On Instagram Live, she told followers, "I've always been authentic. I'm not here to sugarcoat things or pretend. If people don't like it, that's their problem." Still, her posts have taken on a defensive tone. In one cryptic message, she shared a quote, "The truth sounds like hate to those who hate the truth." Many interpreted it as a direct response to her critics. A larger conversation about housewives culture. Margaret's situation highlights a larger debate within the housewives universe. What is the line between entertainment and cruelty? Viewers tune in for drama. But when does a cast member cross into villain territory? Margaret has long walked that tightrope, often praised for her quick one-liners, but criticized for how deeply she digs into other women's personal lives. As one Bravo fan wrote, "We want shade, not character assassination." What's next for Margaret? As the season continues, the spotlight will remain firmly on Margaret. Will she reconcile with her co-stars, or will the fractures deepen? Insiders suggest the reunion will be a must-watch, with multiple cast members prepared to confront her head-on. Some fans speculate that if the backlash continues, Bravo producers might consider reshuffling dynamics to test whether RHONJ can thrive without Margaret's brand of confrontation. Others argue that controversy only makes her more valuable to the show. After all, love her or hate her, Margaret keeps people talking. Final thoughts. Margaret Josephs is no stranger to backlash, but this season's criticism feels louder, sharper, and harder to ignore. Whether she's simply being misunderstood, or whether she's truly crossed a line, remains up for debate. But one thing is certain, in the world of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, silence equals irrelevance, and Margaret Josephs is far from silent. As fans wait for the reunion fireworks, one question lingers. Will Margaret emerge as the unapologetic truth-teller she claims to be, or will this backlash finally force her to rethink her approach? Either way, the drama guarantees one thing: Margaret Josephs isn't leaving that RHONG spotlight anytime soon.